Peace and blessings. My name is Father Agustino Torres. I'm a Franciscan friar of the Renewal, and it is Advent again. Ooh, I remember one time my spiritual director, who's an Eastern Catholic, said, "Oh, the church got Advent right." Isn't it exciting to be able to enter into a new year? Happy New Year of the liturgical calendar. What does this mean? That we are going to enter into Advent, but I invite you to prepare your hearts in a particular way, in a Franciscan way. What does that mean? Well, let me explain. Okay, let's get to the end. The baby, right? The baby in the manger. Like, this grew out of the heart of St. Francis of Assisi. His whole spirituality is just very incarnational. So, sometimes like we need God to enter into our story because like our lives need God. Amen. But what does it look like for us to enter into the story of Jesus? See, this was St. Francis's whole way of life. I mean, the cross, he lived it in his own hands, but then the baby. So there was this one Christmas, he wanted to go to Bethlehem, but he was in Italy. So what did he do? He brought Bethlehem to Italy and created the scene, the very first creche scene with the baby. A couple years ago at St. Patrick's Cathedral, us Franciscans, we evangelize every Christmas there at St. Patrick's at their creche scene. We tell the story of the first manger scene, right? And I was carrying the Bambino Gesù, the baby Jesus, and a woman came up to me and was just like, can I hold him? So I was like, of course. And like a real life baby, I passed the baby on to her and she began to weep. Something happens in our hearts when we are entering into the story of Jesus. And this is what I want to invite you to do this Advent. Because Jesus is on the way, we must prepare our hearts. And the way to do this is really through prayer. We know how crazy December can get. So many things going on. How beautiful. But I want to invite you to intentionally create space to be able to meditate, to kind of take care of the interior life as well in these days. And let me tell you, it will completely transform the way you see Christmas. I remember a young woman, a young adult, was Catholic all her life, and she kind of moved over here and was doing a missionary thing over here, and we get into Advent over here. I mean, we get into it, right? And she said, this is the first time I've had a full, real Advent. Nothing wrong with coming to Mass on Sunday for Advent. This is good. But I invite you to live this every day of Advent. And Prepare Your Heart does exactly this, to be able to help you meditate, pray, and reflect every single day so that we can prepare our hearts. Take us back to the scene. The year 0. Joseph and Mary preparing the journey from Nazareth to Bethlehem. How incredible would it have been to be with them? And this is what we're invited to do here this Advent. So my brothers and sisters, I invite you to come along on this journey. We're going to journey from Nazareth to Bethlehem, walking with a whole bunch of saints along the way to prepare our hearts for Christmas. God bless.